All right, this is takes. All right, so this is my good friend. All right, dude, this is gonna be a blooper reel. Nah. All right, so this is a good viewer of mine, Drifter. Drifter, hello,
Yep.
good viewer, friend, hello, biggest viewer I have, I think, biggest fan. He says that he clicks on my videos before he clicks on anyone's videos, so that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do that.
I thought it would be fun to make a tier list because I've got quite a bit of episodes and content out now, and I figured it would be fun to do it with.
This is gonna be fun.
Figured it would be cool to do it with Drifter because he's been watching me since the beginning, and he actually was in this Discord with me, which you guys should join the Discord. We need more people to talk to, but he was reviewing.
Yeah, you guys don't join the Discord, I will find you.
He was reviewing Shattered Realms while it was being made, so like we were going through it together in Vegas, and he gave me a few ideas and a very important line at the end of the movie. What day is it? So, that was his input on that. It was really good. So, all right, Drifter, I want you as a viewer to help me start this off. So I have them in episodic order for the most part.
Well, here we go.
So
this is gonna be good.
All right, so Drifter, what do you think about episode 1, Shipwrecked? I want to hear your opinion on where you think it should go and why.
S tier.
You think it's S?
It's a great start to show off the series. S tier.
So many people have told me that Shipwrecked is like in their top 3 favorite episodes, and to me,
yes, they would have the right mind to put that in the top 3.
I feel like it has to be in the top. Like you're saying S tier, right, or S, A, and B?
No, S tier.
Because I was gonna put it in A, but it's like it is the start to the series, so I think it should probably go in S because without it, the rest wouldn't be here.
Without it, nothing else would have existed. S tier.
And it's got like a stranger formula though, because there's really no dialogue in there that's raunchy. Originally, the series started off as they all were just in Skyrim, and they even referred to it as we're in a video game. What the hell? And they kind of forgot about that pretty quickly. But you actually said something.
Yes, they quickly forgot that they were in a video game and treated it like real life.
And you said something that really hit home, was that ever since they've gotten here, they've just been trying to survive. Like, they haven't had time
Honestly, they've just adapted.
Yeah, they're just surviving now. So
yeah, they're just adapting to Skyrim.
So if there's any interesting points on an episode, I'll definitely mention it. But episode 1 was just like the learning curve. Now, episode 2, this episode I actually think was really good, except the fact that I rendered it without resampling or whatever disabled, it ended up being frame stuck and the quality was horrendous and I couldn't go back and fix it, and I almost considered refilming the whole thing after I was already on like episode 10 because this bothered me that much, because I think it's actually better than episode 1, but the resampling messed it up so bad that I can't put it in S. But overall, Road to Helgen I think would have beaten episode 1, but to me the what happened with the rendering just kind of ruined it. It's really a shame, because I think the storyline of them saying, okay, we're gonna go to Helgen because they had these visions, and the road there was really fun and it was interesting, but I can't put it in A. I can't even put it in A, I don't think. But what do you think? I'm thinking like maybe...
I'm thinking maybe B tier. Like, the episode itself was good, but as you did mention before, the... what was it? The quality of it wasn't on the par, and that, like you said, that really bothered you. That somewhat got to me.
Yep, and it's a shame because overall, it's the introduction of Sneaky Joe, and that's what's a damn shame.
It is.
That's when he infiltrated the giant camp. So, okay, yeah, I was gonna say B or C, but because you say B, I'll throw it in B. Now we have Bleak Falls Barrow. So, Bleak Falls Barrow is actually something
interesting place.
Once you get to episode 3. That's when I think you start to see the first shift in the series. Because episode 1 and 2 coincide kind of the same together. Once you get to episode 3, if you rewatch it, you know what's funny is I almost thought about at one point I would never do it, but I had the thought, like, what if I deleted episode 1 and 2 and rebranded the series from 3 on as 1? Because you can really start from episode 3. Like, if you don't like if you don't like the slow pace of episode 1 or the render fail of episode 2, you could just skip those and start at 3, because all you know is we woke up in Skyrim. They even say it right in the opener. They're all sitting there in Whiterun right next to the king. whatever, the Jarl. They're
kind of needed episode 1 to show everybody what happened.
Yeah,
and
but
how it got there.
But it's like in that episode, they're basically just all sitting there at the king, and they're talking about how they're recapping the journey. So you could just assume what happened. But I mean, it could be a starting point. Like when I rewatch the series, I tend to skip 1 and 2, and I start at 3. I think 3 is like a solid point you can start the series at. But 3 is something I forgot to mention is early in the series. You can really tell when the series is changing format because you still see me open inventory in episode 1 and 2, and I think 3 a little bit. Which is like, I try to not do that ever later on, or even sometimes UI off. But I don't really know what to say about 3. I think it's A.
I'm going with you on that one.
I think it's A, because
A is a really good spot for it.
Alright, episode 4, The 3 Dragonborn. This episode introduced the Dragonborns. And this episode also introduced the scene where Joe gets attacked at the very end and left it on a major cliffhanger. And honestly, I think it's an A tier episode just off the bat. I can't.
Everything about it just like had me on my toes.
I can't put it in S because I think the next one we go over is S, but I think that's why I can't put in S, because I think the Necromancer is just so much better than it. When I like, we'll get to that when we get to that. But the 3 Dragonborn, there was polls early on to say who should get Dragonborn, and I think everybody voted all of them, so that's why they all got it.
Yeah. I was part of that. I saw a lot of people wanting all 3 of them to have the same ability.
I think the 3 Dragonborn is better than Bleak Falls Barrow, so I'm going to put it in front of it.
Yeah.
And if you disagree with me ever on this, you can let me know, but so far we seem to be agreeing on this.
Yeah, no. Like I said, we both have the same mindset.
Episode 5, The Necromancer. I love this episode so much. It's one of my favorite episodes because I like the whole... It opens up with Joe injured, and he has to get back to Whiterun, and Trump says that he's going to lead the following guy away, and then he runs through a bandit compound. In that one scene where the guy's right on his ass, he turns around and sees him in the corridor, then he goes up the ladder and escapes over the roof. I thought that was pretty cool. I definitely think The Necromancer is an S tier episode for sure.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I'm with you on that one.
But do you think it's better than Shipwrecked? I'm going to leave this up to you.
Ooh, I would probably say... I would have to say no on that one.
Oh, I did forget to mention...
It can be up there with Shipwrecked.
I did forget... I don't know, I think it might have to be in front of Shipwrecked because I forgot to mention something. This is the episode that introduced the broker, and that led to the movie. And also, that was by chance. I totally forgot. The broker is an NPC from the Undeath mod, right? It is from that mod, right? And I totally forgot I even had it installed. And when I was making the video, I just seen a random shack and I went in it and I played it off. And that's how the broker was introduced. And look what that turned into. I didn't mean to introduce the broker, but it just happened. And it ended up being like...
Yeah, you taking a size over her.
Yeah, so I mean, it's up to you still, though. What do you think? In front or...
Honestly, now that you do mention that, I'm kind of with you on putting that in front of Shipwrecked.
Alright. Now, the longest episode in the series.
I love that one.
The 3 Guilds. And it's I think it's a great episode, and I think it really... I think more than anything, it establishes Joe as a character more than the other 2. I think when Joe was on his own, that's when he really got established as like this total comedian, crazy weirdo, and it's a really good episode. It's a great episode, but it's I think 38 minutes or something like that. And what do you think? Where do you think it should be?
I'm stuck between putting it in A and S. Great episode, great length of it to introduce like the 3 guilds,
and it's the first time we see the characters split up. They're apart. The 3 guilds. I'm gonna put it in A because one thing I messed up, looking back, that was a mistake. Was actually, it's kind of the next.
You did.
It's kind of the
Obama didn't give enough screen time. everybody's going to agree with me on that one.
Yeah, I heard that a lot.
I'm just gonna look into the comments on this one, and I'm just gonna see, yep, Obama never had enough screen time.
Poor Obama. Yeah, I will say this. Obama wasn't strong enough to defeat the Dragon Priest boss. He had to use console and cheat, so... Obama's a damn weakling in that episode, man.
Hey. No, he just... I don't know, he chugged a thing of Kool-Aid. I have no fucking clue.
One thing I messed up with episode 6 and 7 was I did a really bad job at keeping the game sound loud, so there's a lot of dialogue that was kind of hard to hear, and that kind of bothers me, but it's still an A or an S. I'll leave it up to you. At least I think it's an A or an S. Because Three Guilds was like the first time they split up, and I think it was a pretty good episode for the fact they weren't together. That kind of worried me at first.
We'll put that one in A.
At the highest A.
Yeah.
It could go in S, but it's definitely highest A, if not lowest S. But
yeah.
Next is the Werewolf, the Nightingale, the Archmage. This episode had a funny. It had a funny opener. It had
It had a really good opener.
Trump and Joe Biden fighting for the first time, which was cool and funny.
Yeah, Joe made the mistake of pickpocketing.
Yeah. And this is another episode where I used a change from a fan, kind of like what in the movie I used yours. Someone left a comment saying, in episode 6, actually, a werewolf, a harbinger. No, he said a harbinger, a nightingale, and an archmage walk into a bar. I leave the rest up to you. And that actually is how this episode ends. Like they walk in. Like someone left that comment, so I used it.
I saw that comment and I fucking couldn't help but just laugh. That was great.
What else happens in this episode? I'm trying to remember. This obviously is the conclusion of all the guilds, and I hadn't played Skyrim since I was a kid, so I totally forgot how important the skeleton key was. That wasn't intentional to return it. I don't know if it was worth returning. I think for storytelling purposes, it was probably best I returned it.
He chose his main ability whenever he sneaks. So honestly, good call. Because that's the ability he gets. Anytime he goes in the sneak, he gets invisibility for about 30 seconds.
Yeah. Sometimes
all of you wonder, yes, I am a fucking nerd. Leave me be. I know at least 3 of you are gonna call me out for it.
Wonder, I don't think this episode is better than the 3 guilds. I'm gonna put it behind it.
Yeah, put it behind. I'm with you on that one. I was gonna say, either behind or just, maybe 3rd. But, yeah, behind works.
Alright. Episode 8, the Dragon Bong. I think this is, one of the most, most loved episodes I've ever made. Honestly, I get,
Especially by our beloved member, Metro Man.
Yeah, Metro Man. Yeah,
Metro loved this episode.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name any why, but I reckon a couple of years we could figure it out.
Yep. This is the if this is your favorite episode, this means that you're a dope fiend.
Yup.
You're dope fiending it up.
Looking at you, Metro.
I mean, Dragon Bong is.
Can't see me, but I'm looking at you.
I think Dragon Bong is better than. I think it might be honestly the highest S we have right now. I think it's better than Shipwrecked and the Necromancer. I think it's at least better.
Agree.
If not Necromancer, it's definitely better than Shipwrecked, but I think it could be better than both.
Yeah.
We'll put it up here. All right. Okay, this episode is this guy's gonna trigger some of you because episode 9,
here we go.
Wabbajack, which was another episode. I believe someone commented this entire episode every second was 24 karat gold, but my friend over here downplays the episode hard. Even though it introduces.
The episode was good. The episode was good, don't get me wrong, but out of all the Daedric artifacts, it had to be the Wabbajack.
It had to be the Wabbajack because of the Wabbatrump mod. That was a big brain play on my part. I seen there was a mod that turned Trump into the Wabbajack. How could I not put that in this series? Come on.
That's honestly fair enough.
I think the Wabbajack's S tier, but I mean, I think it's, in my opinion, it's behind Dragon Ball. Maybe in front of Dragon Ball, but it's above the Necromancer and Shipwrecked, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Do you think in front of Dragon Ball or behind it?
Either or.
I'm gonna put it.
Go behind.
I'm gonna put it in front of it just because it does introduce Shirgorath, and we know how important he's become.
Yeah, we know how much he's obsessed with tea parties. Although I can't speak.
So this next episode, the Witching Hour. Honestly, I have some regrets with this episode because the way I rushed it when I made it. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it was when the series kind of was taken off, and I kind of put too little time into it, and it didn't come out very well. And I think the writing is like genius. Like, the scene play though is not. It's actually probably the weakest scene play in the series. But the writing, like the jokes and the writing, the dialogue, I think was one of the best. So it's kind of sucks because of that. Because when I listen to it without watching it, I'm like, damn, that's great. But when I watch it, I'm like, wait, what the hell's going on? But I think this one is it's either a C or a B. It's like, kind of like, it's the opposite of Road to Helgen. Road to Helgen, actually, it's the same as Road to Helgen. The story's great, but the scene plays messed up. So, what do you think? C or B? Is this the first C, or does it go lowest B? Because it's definitely.
I'm thinking low. I'm thinking low A.
Low A
at best.
Okay.
Yeah.
We decided to put Witching Hour in low A.
Yeah.
I was going to put it in C, but now that I think about it, Road to Helgen's quality on the screen is just so bad that I can't imagine Witching Hour was worse than that, so...
Yeah. Witching Hour was alright. There was like a little bit of frame, like... I wouldn't say frame, I would say like cut to the next scene type thing, and then it cuts back.
Yeah.
There was like that one split second where it was just in a different spot, and then it was back in the original spot.
Alright, this episode, Wolf Queen Awakened. I actually think this one's a great episode.
Alright, so I'm gonna show off a little bit of nerd here. Leave me be. Those 3 people or 4 people are gonna look at me. Just let me cook for a sec. I've actually done the Wolf Queen quest a bunch of times. And it is by far my second favorite quest. It is so straight to the point of going. You clear out that Necromancer's tower, and then it just goes. It's just like fighting off a bunch of people. Now throwing the blood. What was it? The bloodworm helm that Trump picked up. I think it was called. I can't remember. It was like some sort of helmet.
Yeah, it was.
That helmet, Trump's trophy. On God. I wish they put that in the base game because that's such a powerful helmet.
Oh, okay. I didn't honestly.
Yeah, having them do the Wolf Queen quest, that was a banger. I'm with that on like either A or low S.
I think it's low S.
I enjoyed that.
It has a lot of runbacks. Like Joe goes back to the Giants camp that he failed to infiltrate from episode 2. And
because you didn't have any walk picks.
And I think something that people like to that I don't do enough is this episode shows a little bit. But someone commented saying they love just seeing them wander around Skyrim like without like a mission, and that they were kind of doing. They
just go look at the scenery and such shit. I like that.
Yeah, I need something.
There was nothing bothering them.
Yep. I'll put it in low S.
And then you're gonna have them travel around one day, and then Curry's gonna walk up out of nowhere behind a tree and be like, "I've been looking for you."
Low S. Or where do you think on the S list? What do you think? Because I'm thinking like above Necromancer and Shipwrecked, but behind Dragon Ball. Or are you thinking?
But I'm thinking like high A, low S, like maybe behind in S tier.
Oh, like the last S? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Okay. It is time for episode 12. So, The Broker and the Malevolent King, this was the first episode I shot like a short film. Overall, I think it's kind of like a... It's like I'm caught between putting in an S just because it set up the movie. Like without this, the movie doesn't exist without this episode at all.
The movie wouldn't have existed at all.
And overall, the episode is honestly more of a recap. Because we never really got to see our characters sit down and talk about what they went through when they were apart. So that's what happened in this episode. Was the whole episode they spent in the Winking Skeever, I think, in solitude, and they just recapped kind of everything they went through on their journeys apart, and that was kind of what that was all for. While the following old man was outside, kind of set it up like a little horror element. Now, so up until this point, this was the most different episode, for sure. And it also did have a few issues with the storytelling. I had a big idea, and I retconned some things now from the movie. Like, you'll find out, obviously, and it's no secret it's in the trailer, but the broker is the Malevolent King's daughter. And that there is no longer 2 Soul Cairns, because that did sound stupid, and I regret that. Now it was just, like, a whole new plot with a bigger lord.
I'm gonna hold you on that one, because technically, the Soul Cairn is split into not only 2 but 4 different places.
Okay, well then screw it. Yeah, there's more. How about that? There's other lords too. We'll see what happens with them. No, but in the movie, I do.
All 4 Soul Cairns are owned by one Daedric Lord, and in that case, that Daedric Lord will be Molag Bal.
Aha.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But, well, in my story,
One separate part of the Soul Cairn is called the Cold Harbor, which is where all... I played Elder Scrolls Online. It was Tamriel Unlimited. The place had things called Soul Shriven. It was just like empty, soulless bodies just walking around. Okay,
well, I'm gonna call it the 4 Soul Cairns of the 4 Lords then, because remember in the movie, I did put in there that Xorvith, the demon god, helped the Malevolent King overthrow the other lords, so that's kind of plays into that then, and I didn't even know that, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I know too, for my own good.
Because for story purposes, we don't really totally know what happened in the Soul Cairn of my movie. I didn't write it, but we could say, for all intents and purposes, you might guess, well, if there's 4 Soul Cairns, then that probably means the king was the lord of one of them, and there's 3 other lords that got overthrown. Something like that. I mean, you could just assume that then. I had no idea. So I think Malevolent King will go in like low S to lowest S. I don't think it's better than any of these.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Lowest S, highest A.
I don't think it goes in S. I think it goes in high A. But it goes in S kind of just because it sets up the movie. But is that really... Can we do that? Can we give it a higher ranking because of what it does in the future, not on its own? Like...
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, then I guess it'd be low S. But if you look at it as its own episode and there's no movie ever, it's probably like a low A.
Low A, mid A at best.
Maybe not even that. Maybe it's our first B in front of Halligan, honestly, because the episode on its own with
actually, now that I look at it, we actually haven't criticized it enough to give it a B.
Road to Halligan, it's only in B because of the render fail, and that's just how it is. But
yeah, that's alright.
Alright, so the next episode, who introduces his favorite character.
Yeah, baby!
So this next episode, episode 13, introduces this man's favorite character.
Oh! She's the babe. I can't.
Alright, dude, I'm gonna let you read. Well, actually, a fun fact I want to mention is that originally episode 13 was split into 2 episodes, but I merged them as one. Actually, right before Trump runs into the gigantic orc monster thing that drops his face mask he acquires that creates those shockwaves from that mod, 7 Deadly Sins or whatever, right before that fight starts and they're just standing there at the mountain pass, that's when episode 14 was supposed to open. But at the end, I decided to merge the 2 together, so they're 13.
Fair enough. But yeah, let's just backtrack for this episode. Let's backtrack to the Wolf Queen, how I always said it was my second favorite quest. That quest, getting Serana, takes first place.
Yes, this is a world-class Serana simp.
Yep. I'm not even ashamed of it.
This episode's funny because one of the biggest rivalries in the series has been Joe and Serana. kind of mouthing each other. And in the very beginning, when they meet, though, they actually, Joe's simping over her with Trump, and Obama's making fun of both of them. It's not until she mentions that she slept with something, a god that can morph, that he started feeling really insecure and just had a disgusting taste in his mouth for this woman, this thing in front of him.
Yeah. Molag Bal can morph into whatever he pleases.
Yeah, and that intimidates Joe.
Funny that.
That intimidates Joe because Joe's, you know,
Okay.
he likes,
Joe.
yeah, he thinks he's like cucking people all the time, but rumor has it that he likes to be the cuck, so, you know, we don't know for sure, but there's people.
Nerd time part 3. So, Molag Bal's original form is the tallest fucking thing you can even imagine. Bigger than Zorvith, if anyone has any questions about that. He is twice the size of Zorvith. But if he wanted to, he'd be 7 foot, 8 foot, if he wanted to. No one can match him. And his mace...
Oh, okay.
So, like, the first thing you would want to get is probably the mace.
Yeah,
other than the fucking weapon
but
gun.
let's be honest, and this goes out to all my chads out there. Real men don't fucking use maces. All right, we don't run around with a little.
Well, then,
I don't
needs
get.
to go.
Yeah, and like Shogorath said, look what happened to him.
I don't want to talk about it.
In the words of Shogorath, and look what happened to him.
But yes, Molag Bal can shapeshift into whatever he pleases. Hell, if the Skyrim devs allowed it, he transformed himself into a car.
All right, where do you want to put episode 13?
Honestly, you're gonna be really shocked with me on this one. High A, low S. I was gonna immediately say high S to you, but I'm thinking low A. Oh, like high A, sorry, low S.
It's such a good episode. It's got some great jokes.
It is really a good episode. Favorite quest by far.
It's so, I don't want to keep putting everything in A and S, but damn.
You've made them so fucking good that you got no choice.
I think well now that I'm looking at this list, I think we can start moving some stuff down, because when you start to compare some of these episodes to these other ones, like the Werewolf, the Nightingale, and the Archmage, I'll drop down to a B. Witching Hour, I'm going to drop down to a B. This is starting.
Actually, Witching Hour from all the quality, probably like low B, high C.
I think it's still higher than Helgen, just because Helgen's render issue is just a nightmare.
Well, then hang on, we can move down Helgen to a C, and then
Okay.
have Witching Hours to like low B.
Yeah, that works. That looks a bit better like this now.
Yep, and it looks all flattened out and even.
I'm also going to move the Necromancer out of S and put this behind Three Guilds.
Yeah, Three Guilds was way better than we originally gave it credit for.
Yeah, Three Guilds to me is the highest A.
Yeah.
I mean, you could really switch Three Guilds with the Broker and the Malevolent King if you're looking at it like episode.
But then you're putting Three Guilds and the Malevolent King episodes like head to head.
Yeah, I know. The Malevolent King is only better because of the movie.
Yeah, it made it so much better because it actually introduced the character before the movie.
Yep, episode 5 introduced the Broker. Didn't really do anything with her. I thought she was cool. Episode 12 was like, okay, I know what to do with her. I'm going to do this storyline.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for 13. We said a lot about it. Episode 14, Moondial and the Portal. This is the episode where...
I'm gonna be honest with you. I hated the fucking Moondial. Like, not hate. Like, it was still a good episode, but boring fucking quest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of dialogue. And, I mean, it does have the funny scene.
Too much dialogue, not enough action.
The best scene in this episode was Joe getting his nut squeezed by Serana.
That was the greatest. Mind grip.
He says, "You couldn't break me, you vile fiend."
He's like, "Yeah, you wanna? Let's have a go then."
I agree, actually, now that you put it like that, because I think about like 1 or 2 scenes in that, like where Trump's reading The Lusty Argonian Maid, that was funny, and then Joe when he's getting his nut squished. That was pretty funny. But yeah, other than that, you're actually 100% right, and that's why I'm glad you're in here, because I totally forgot about how boring this episode really is. I think it actually is
Yeah, too much dialogue.
Yeah, we're gonna put this in like...
Nobody wants the dialogue, everybody wants to see some action.
Honestly, I think Helgen's even better than it. If, like, I'm gonna put Mundal behind.
We'll give it that. We'll give it that.
Okay. Even though Helgen's render issue, Helgen has a good, funny story. I love when they walk in the cave and Obama's like, they're kicking ass in there. It's like they just got the Skyrim. They're scared. They don't know what's going on. They're acting tough though. They're whooping the Falmer, and he looks down. I didn't even know what the hell that was. It must have been from Amada Geheneth, right? All of a sudden, Obama's...
that thing scared the crap out of me.
All of a sudden, Obama's looking down. He's like, holy shit. And that shit just... Trump's like, Barry, what the fuck is that? We got to get the fuck out of here. Come on, guys. Now, and then you see Obama walk up, and his character standing there. He's just like, holy shit. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Holy shit, you mad? Okay, I'm out of here.
That's the first time they ran into something like that. And in the way the AI...
Honestly, yeah, you know what you got to do now?
What's that?
Everybody's going to ask you for it. They're going to ask you to go back and fight the thing.
Yeah. I've been trying to figure out what to do with that cave. I always thought about how Joe claimed he heard a whisper from it, but I never figured anything out. But you know what? Now that we're actually talking about...
Way to the tea party.
Now that we're talking about this, I'm going to actually move Helgen to B and move Witching Hour down again. Because Helgen's actually...
You gotta go back and finish that cave.
Helgen is such a good episode when you just look at it besides the issue. If it wasn't for the issue, it would be at least a high A minimum. Because like when you think about this story, Trump goes and fights the woman, calls her a linebacker, and then they go to...
Really was a linebacker, holy.
At the end, they go to the little cave and camp out, and then go right up to Helgen. Kind of, it's good. All right, we've redone this list for a bit.
I was more questioning how the hell he got linebacker in there.
All right. Next episode.
Listening to the one was actually good.
Next episode, the Soul Cairn, episode 15. I think this episode has the same issue.
To be honest with you, one of the most depressing places on the fucking planet.
Yeah, I think the Soul Cairn episode, I rushed it. It was really weak. I could have done better. Introducing.
It's not that. It's just the place where you had to go to get the scroll, like Nerd Part 4 over here. The Soul Cairn. It was fucking depressing. Like, we could have gone to Cold Harbor. That place is more action than the fucking Soul Cairn.
Yeah, dude, that would have been so cool to go to Cold Harbor. Just because that's also where Sheogorath said he'd be.
If you've ever played the online version of Elder Scrolls, Cold Harbor's the first place you used to go to back there when it first came out. It was the best thing, because as soon as you finish making a character, boom, straight into action. Some bitches through a wall.
Yeah, the Soul Cairn episode had a really fun opener with Joe, kind of giving a big speech about how he's going to take lead because the other guys might fuck up something, and they're all just staring at him like what?
Yeah, no, he's going to fuck up something.
Yeah, like I think the opener is insane, but the episode has a lot of dialogue, and that's an issue, and it's just like you said with the Moondal, Serana's mother. The dialogue, I didn't really come up with the right jokes for that. I didn't have it at the time. I tried to make it funny, but it just... In the end, it ended up being a lot of dialogue.
Agree with me. Going into the Soul Cairn, depressing.
Dude, the episode was so bad at first that I actually brought in Sheogorath to save it at the end from it just being terrible.
Honestly, thank you.
Like, I had to... I decided just to...
Thank you for that one, getting out of the depressing purple place.
And I think that there is a big empty scene in there where Joe isn't saying much and there's no music playing, nothing right before he pops up, and I meant to put in something kind of there, but yeah, it was rushed. It wasn't very good. I'm gonna put it. I think it's better than. It's probably like what do you think? C, I think, but where at in C?
High C.
You think it's above Witching Hour?
I'll give it some credit.
You think it's
you saved it at the end with Sheogorath.
You think it's above Witching Hour? I don't think it's above it. I think it's in the middle, right here.
You saved it when it came to Sheogorath, which introduced the... What was it?
Actually, you're right.
Did it introduce the Orb of Visions? Or was that a different episode?
Dude, no. The Orb of Visions was when Obama made contact with Trump and Biden the first time. No, you're right, actually. The Sheogorath scene at the end created the musical, which created... Monday.
Which created tea parties.
Dude, yeah. So, oh man. All right. Yeah, the Soul Karen actually is a little better because that we'll put it in front. We'll put it in low B behind Helgen.
You know what would have been just a little side note. You can keep this in if you want. It would have been more ironic if the movie was on a Monday, because it would have given everybody a laugh. It's like, hang on a minute, it's Monday.
Yeah.
And just Gorath right at the end.
Yeah, but you
everybody would have had a crackle at it, but I gave my input a bit early.
You would never have downloaded it though if I released it next Monday.
No.
Because all right, anyways.
Yeah, this is my travel.
All right, so that we'll put so we decided we will put Soul Karen. I'm gonna put it in low B. Is it behind Helgen or in front of Helgen?
We'll keep it behind Helgen for now.
All right, episode 16, Strippers and Blow.
Ooh.
The club scene was, I think, one of the funniest scenes in the series.
Yep. Honestly, even though there's a lot of dialogue, the rivalry kept it going.
No, the dialogue was great. I don't think the dialogue was an issue.
Was great, but even though there was a bit much of it, the rivalry kept it going.
Dude, the episode only had... No, it was pretty much... The whole episode was dialogue, except the very end where they fought like 2 vampires.
Yeah.
The whole episode was just like, let's hang out. And it had a musical, which I think was kind of cool. Like, I had the idea.
It was a chill-out episode. Not much needed to be done.
Yeah, I think it was just fun, and I think that Joe made one of his best jokes of all time. Like, I want a shot of fentanyl and a line of coke off the fattest, nastiest, smelliest looking ass you fucking got in here. I mean, that was.
I love that. I don't know about everyone else, but I fucking love that. That was the greatest bit.
Yeah, that was hilarious. And then
you can make that into a fucking meme if you wanted to.
He walked up to the statue burning. He's like, man, this reminds me of the Burning Man in Vegas. I had an AIDS scare. Or at least I think it was a scare. Oh well, fuck it. I mean, that's too good. Then you have the elf. You know, says he has a micro cock. And go fuck yourself while I sip my tea or some shit like that.
Yeah. You have to make the elf British too. Like I don't know if anyone else caught a wind of that, but you make the elf British.
Yeah, because it just sounded funny like that. That was intentional. Absolutely. Yep, good catch. Okay.
We give that a really good rating.
It's honestly, I kind of think it could be the best episode in S. I mean, it's better than Dragon Ball, in my opinion.
We'll keep it an S. Actually, like just I'm not gonna touch it. It's a great episode. I
mean, I think is it the best in S though? I think it's better than Dragon Ball. Is it better than Wabbajack?
Better than Wabbajack.
I think it is too. S. I mean, it's such a fun episode. It was something I wanted to do for a while. Just like them, just genuinely just unwinding, doing whatever, having fun.
And they brought a vampiric broad with them.
Yeah, I mean, they walk in and Joe's like, "Is that what that smell is? That bloody nasty."
That bloody nasty gash right next to me.
All right. So this episode was the fastest episode I ever made. I made it from recording start to editing finish in 2 hours. Episode 17.
That's actually a pretty decent time for that.
Episode 17, The Slender Man. The whole episode was just one scene, really. It was only...
New villain by far. I like that.
You like the Slender Man?
New villain, new hero. Throws it all together. And
yeah.
We've got one big probably one big hunting series.
Yeah, so this...
We could just do this shit Witcher 3 style and just smash right through it.
You know what's crazy is that you make a good point. This episode, for as fast as I made it, introduced a lot of new elements. And honestly, for it being as rushed as it was, it came out pretty good. Now, I rendered it... This was an example. If you watch this episode, just know that the contrast settings for the episode was what I used for the original movie cut, and it looked horrible. Like, that was what happened. If you watch Slenderman, it's very dark. Like, the scenes are really contrasted. Like, black is really black on that. And that was intentional. I wanted it to be a really dark and gritty episode, so I think it really showed, and I think it was good actually for it being rushed. I think it's actually an S tier. When I watched Slender, it's like an 8-minute episode, but it introduces
a new villain, new character, like new hero.
2 new heroes. Jack's also in it.
Oh yeah, Jack's in it, but he comes in towards the end.
He comes in like when Joe is escaping the cabin and he's going to search. He runs into Jack. It kind of actually it shows Joe's perspective from the Jack Sparrow episode. When you're watching the Jack Sparrow episode, you see Jack drunk and he's roaming, and then Joe comes running down. The Slender Man has the scene where Joe is running down from his perspective. So it's like it was meant.
So we've got a new villain, 2 new heroes.
I'm gonna put it behind.
Great editing that you came in with 2 hours.
I think it's behind. Is it in front of strippers or behind? It's just like you have to. The reason why I think Slender Man's better, and the only reason why is because while it's a really short episode, but it does the 8 minutes solid.
Yeah.
The episode wasn't. I wasn't even gonna make the episode, but I needed to fill it in for the movie. I just wanted to focus on the movie, but I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay, they left it Slender Man. It would be really weird to not do anything with that and just pretend it never happened. Plus, I want to officially end the series, so I'll do 1 more episode, make it really fast, wrap it up tight to the movie that I want to make. And that was it. Slender Man was supposed to end season.
Well, hang on. Before anything, you gotta take the trio back to that cave where Joe was hearing whispers. It's like that behemoth. That's definitely gonna bother Joe.
Yeah, but
having the run with me.
I mean, maybe.
Well, then you can add something funny to it afterwards. Like
it would have to
take you on first.
I mean, it would have to be like in a movie probably, because the series is probably done for now. But otherwise, I could do just like one idea I had for a while was just like short clips of just them something happens.
Just a skit.
Yeah, just a little skit, like a random skit of like, oh, this is Joe on a Tuesday. This happened to him. Like he went here and this happened or something. You know.
Have Joe dreaming.
So I think Slender Man, is it behind strippers or in front of strippers?
We're gonna have to. A lot of people. It's a 50-50, and no matter what I'm gonna do, there's gonna be like 50% of people just be like, no.
Actually, if you think about it, Slender Man introduces not just a new villain, 2 new villains, because it introduces Exorvith at the very end. The Malevolent King too, but we already know of the Malevolent King.
We already saw him from a different episode.
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, this was the first time. This was the first time you've seen the Demon God, so it brings in Slender Man, the Demon God, and it is for 8 minutes. I think it's really fun. I'll just put it above Stripper. Stripper's really good, but I think the musical drags on too long. The musical intro.
That works. Actually, I'm with you.
The musical part, it's cool, but like when you rewatch it, it really is hard to rewatch over and over. It's cool like the first time.
For you people that want us to put it back behind strippers, no.
I mean, I'll still say the club scene was the funniest scene in the entire series. Slender Man was the most unique. Slender Man was like the most unique atmosphere for the whole series, and it introduced Geralt, it introduced Jack, it introduced Slender Man, and it introduced Exorvith.
You're really just like cracking the worldview open.
Well,
that's what you gotta do. If the realms are colliding, you gotta fix that.
All right. Well, that's the episodic tier list for those episodes 1 through 17. Now, we got these little skits down here, and the movie we'll get to last. Obviously, actually, we'll do the movie next because we just did the series. The movie's obviously the best thing. It's ranked.
You can chuck that right up in front of everything in ST.
I don't even think we have to really go into it, but
no, we really don't. We just went over the movie in a premiere.
Yep.
And
the movie does its job.
I'd like to see you make a better movie in 2 weeks.
Yeah, from the day I started, 2 weeks ago to now was I thought of the idea.
If anyone says anything bad about the movie, I'm gonna criticize you into making the movie in 2 weeks, and I'm gonna call it shit.
Yeah, I mean it was I like it because you don't even have to watch the series to watch the movie. It gives you a good idea of what's going on in the opener. You see it opens up. You see Trump in the guild house. You see Obama in the guild house. You see Biden in the guild house. Their dragon souls being removed from them. It gives you the implication. Okay, so this is a series where the presidents are in here, and each one of them are the master of the guild. That's pretty much what it's telling you. Okay, and then it shows like Serana what she's doing. Then it shows Geralt what he's doing. And one thing I didn't do, maybe I should have done it, was give Jack an intro. I just didn't think he really needed one.
Yeah,
it would have just been him walking drunk. That's all it would have been. But
yeah.
So, yeah, the movie's good. I mean, and it's a complete.
No one's gonna have an opinion on it. And if anyone does, they can have a fight with me about it.
I think the cool thing about the movie is it's a complete original story. Everything I in my head, I just thought about it, and you know, the thing is when I originally introduced the Malevolent King in episode 12, my original idea was when the series was doing really well. Every season I was going to do 12 episodes, 10 episodes, and the final of each season would be the next segment in the Broker and the Malevolent King, and then the next season and the next season. It was going to be like this thing that just kind of like Better Call Saul did when it aired, showing like the ending at the beginning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that didn't happen. So I made it a whole movie. You start it and you finish it, and it tells the story.
Yeah.
There's no bunch
honestly,
of... Yep.
Great finisher for the movie.
Yeah, the movie honestly kind of like works as an ending for the series if I really wanted to do that.
Is the start, the middle, and the end. Fucking fantastic.
Alright. Now the funny little skits I did, this was Presidents in Fallout 4 horror. People kept asking about Fallout 4. And I thought about, I don't know.
I've seen all of that.
What
you guys, I'm with you on it. I'm gonna bully him into making another one. Trust me.
Fallout 4 horror was pretty funny, I think. It was just like I made it really fast. I just wanted to make something different and be like, guys, do you think this would be a good series? And when I thought about downloading Fallout 4, making a little skit and like that's 3 minutes long like this in regular Fallout 4 wouldn't have been as funny.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Ever since that video, I've seen multiple of my Xbox friends playing Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. I was like, what the fuck?
Where do you think the Fallout 4 horror skit goes?
Oh, mid-A.
I'll just put it lowest A. I don't think it's better than any of the President episodes.
I will bully you into making another one. I will promise everybody. I will make a promise to everybody that I will bully you into making another Fallout 4.
Alright, horror or regular?
Whatever works. Whatever my mind thinks of.
Alright. Jack Sparrow, Episode 1, Uncharted Land. Just like the quick introductory to Jack.
Quick introduction to Jack Sparrow. Put that shit high S. High S, mid S.
I mean, we'll just put it lowest S. I don't think it's not better than any of these episodes.
It's a great start to an introduction for a brand new character.
Yeah.
Plus, we get to see him smack the shit out of Joe.
Yep. That's great.
Once.
Then The Witcher and Skyrim, The Woodcutter's Wife. This was like a real
like after episode 4 came out, I believe.
Dude, this episode I think was like a big thing for Skyrim fans because like everybody who plays Skyrim knows the book The Woodcutter's Wife is one of the craziest books in the game, like scary ones, you know. It's one of the darker books. Have you know what it is, right? You watched it.
Yeah.
The whole thing, I try to think, what is something in Skyrim I could use with Geralt that'd be cool? And
well, actually, you guys are going to be... It's got some relevance to it, but I'm pretty sure in the 360 version, or in the old version of Skyrim, there was a battle axe out in the middle of the woods called the Woodcutter's Friend. It was an iron battle axe that did no damage, but it was just like a unique little weapon that you could have on display. So that's like just a little side note for that one.
I think
I've only think it once.
This might actually be higher than Slenderman right behind the movie because the one thing I did in this movie that I wish, I mean not movie, the Woodcutter's Wife episode that I'd done better with even in the movie was the ambience in music in this episode when Geralt was alone in the woods and when he was sitting in the tavern with them talking about the dragon attack or whatever.
Yeah.
The ambience in this was really good. It's definitely S tier.
Definitely, I'm with you on that.
And also it tells an original Skyrim story, the book The Woodcutter's Wife, but in the perspective of what if Geralt was there or something like. And it was, so.
Yeah. Fuck, we went through that so quickly. How much time are we making from this?
We're at 50 minutes.
Wait, 15 minutes or 50?
50.
50? Have I been here that long?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, you gotta shorten this down a bit, or unless you want to make a 50-minute fucking skit.
I mean, I'll just upload it. People will watch it if they want to.
Fair enough. That works. You've done so much editing in the past 2 weeks.
I mean, I'm gonna edit like the bullshit parts out, but yeah. All right.
Put him at the end for like bloopers or some shit.
The Woodcutter's Wife. What do you think goes on S?
Oh, I'd have to say in front of the Witch Queen. Or the Wolf Queen, sorry. It's like not too high, but also not too low. Somewhere in the middle. You know?
Well, does it...
That's just my opinion anyway.
I feel like one thing... Does it do a better job at introducing Geralt than it does the Presidents and Shipwreck get introduced? Like, which one has a better introduction?
I don't know. I feel like the President's one was much better. Because, like, you've got Trump waking up in the water. Which, by the way, I've just realised something. You've had Trump waking up in the water speaking.
Well, I think that was supposed to be, like, in his head. You know, like he's thinking that. I just didn't like it.
If he was actually speaking, you just have something going on, like blah, 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 blah. He's just slowly drowning.
Yeah, this was before I learned how to edit, really. like if you watch that episode and then watch the movie, it's like, whoa, goddamn.
Brother's got that tongue underwater. He's a fish.
Alright, we'll put it behind Shipwreck then, I guess. That works.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Any last second changes to this? I don't think so. I think this is good.
No, everything looks good. I'm just surprised we don't have anything going in D tier.
Well, if any episode was going to go in D tier, I mean, it would be Moondial.
Honestly, I'm with you.
Alright, so this took a lot longer than I thought. Apparently me and him have a lot to talk about when it comes to the series, so we're going to end it here.
We do. It's ridiculous.
But thank you for watching.
No criticizing. I'm gonna come after you.